Okay, so we'd like to call Professor Marco Joca to take the stage. He's going to be presenting the Legacy Award, and it's kind of interesting because he's joined Gracie Baja, I believe he was 8 or 9 years old, and he's kind of a witness of the whole thing as a kid, and he grew up inside Gracie Baja, so we thought about no one better than him to be the presenter of the award together with Master Carlos. Professor Marco, step forward, please.
Thanks, Flavio, for the words. Thank you all for the opportunity, the association. It is a huge responsibility. Like Flavio said, I've been with Gracie Baja since 1991. I don't think I have the rank or I'm qualified to say the names I will say here tonight, but I believe it's because not only the fact that I was there throughout all these years, but the fact that I consider myself a Gracie Baja geek. I know everything about Gracie Baja. Gracie Baja is my life. I know all the dates, I know all the names, I know all the schools, and I'm a huge fan of all these pioneers of Gracie Baja. Some of them, I had their picture in my bedroom growing up. Others, I would get there and stay after the kids' class, hoping they would ask me to go with them so they could warm up a little bit. They are the ones that I grew up looking up to as role models, as my superheroes. I cannot even look to that table, otherwise I'll get emotional. And I'm so thankful for this opportunity. I've been through different phases in Gracie Baja as a student, as an assistant instructor, as an instructor, professor. Today I work for the Association for GBWare. I participate in many tournaments. I was able to succeed in some of them, but nothing compares to what I'm doing today, to realize that from one, we had almost 400 schools, and that was only capable because of the first group of people, that strong foundation, the hard work. They were literally using their hands to defend Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, to defend the Gracie family, the Gracie Baja family, to prove others that they were wrong, that we had the most efficient martial arts, and that we were here to make people better, and they were there in the front line doing it and following the steps of Master Carlos. We should be all very, very thankful that we have them here with us today after 25 or more years. And that's why Gracie Baja and Master Carlos felt that he needed to come up with an award that would recognize their efforts, not only for Gracie Baja, but also for Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, martial arts in general. And I'm here today to call them one by one. And I got the task to introduce each one of them in less than 1 minute, which is impossible to say what they represent in less than 1 minute. Each one of them has contributed so much to all of our lives and the lives of every generation of Gracie Baja. You can only build a strong army with that strong foundation, and I will be very, very grateful for them for the rest of my life, and we all should be. So before we call each one of them, you already know who they are. You already know that they are sitting in the first table here. Let's stand up and put our hands together to these guys. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I will start with someone that was, when I was there as a kid, he was in charge of the teenagers classes. He was the one that got a lot of kids, troublemakers in Barra da Tijuca, and show us that we could become a role model, we could follow the right path. There are many kids back then that got into Jiu-Jitsu or other martial arts and decided to go to the wrong direction. He showed us that hard work pays off. He showed us respect on and off the mats. He was a leader of the kids programs there, and most of these kids are here today with their own schools and changing people's life, and we owe a lot to you, Professor Eduardo de Lima.
part of my life. We went to school together, in elementary school, middle school, and high school. And I grew up in Barra de Tijuca, and I come from a very simple family. My father and my mom, they were ice cream makers. Sorry, my voice is actually screaming from the voice. So, I come from a very simple family, ice cream makers family. And my mom and my dad, they don't have college degrees, and I never had it. And when I was 17 years old, I asked Hans Grace to take me to the Gracie Barra Academy. That's when I met Carlos Grace, and my life really changed, and I found something I was missing in my life. It was that tribal mentality Master Carlos talks all the time. I was a kid growing up in a crazy city, and I saw many of my friends going bad and just going in the wrong way of life. And then when I found Jiu-Jitsu, it was very common for me to hold this flag, which Carlos Grace said we all hold them for 25 years. I never thought at any time to give up and to get away from that direction. And then for a couple of years I trained in Gracie Barra, and then one day Master Carlos walks to me and said, Velho, that's my nickname, Velho, I want to talk to you in the end of the class. And I said, okay, Master. And then I work hard, 12 hours a night in a job to pay for Jiu-Jitsu. I had a job from 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. in a trailer on the beach, so I could pay my Jiu-Jitsu class, and it was half of my salary was going to Jiu-Jitsu, so I was making $200 a month and paying $100 for the school. Until that day, Carlos Grace said, I would like you to help me to teach the classes for the beginners and the teenagers and whoever comes to the school. Because I'm starting traveling a lot. Carlos Grace went to Australia at that time, and I started teaching the classes every day. And one thing I did for sure was I unite the team there, and I put everybody to do the class. And like Jocko said, I make a group unified again. And people were still, that's tough. People still send me emails and tell how much I changed their lives, kids all over the world and all over the country in Brazil too. Carlos Grace said one day, come and teach people. Help me with the classes. And from that day on, my life changed. Carlos Gracie now, instead of I paid the school, he started paying me. And I said, my gosh, how did things change? Now I had, and he said, here, you can have my old car too. And then I said, oh my gosh. So he raised my salary and gave me his old car, and now he gave me a job. I right away quit my other job, which it was a tough job. I worked 12 hours a night. And years passed. This American gentleman came to Brazil and asked me to, he was an entrepreneur guy. He said, Carlos, I want to open a business in America. And that was first time Carlos put his name outside of Brazil. The name of the school was Carlos Gracie Jr. and it was in Clearwater, Florida. And Carlos Gracie sent me. Carlos Gracie loves to make analogy with war, metaphors with war. I will make one good one for you guys, and it's going to be quick. I hope so. It's a minute, and they said I would speak so long as I want, and now I'm just cut short here, but that's okay. I'm trying to go fast. Carlos Gracie said, Velho, go over there, overseas, build a tower, put a flag there, and fence all the enemies who tried to go in. So I did. And then for 12 years, for 13 years, I came here in '99 to the United States. I was the first really Gracie Barra outside Brazil. And then for years, I stayed there alone. I didn't receive any message. It was in '99 when I moved in. And I was building the tower, and I was saying, nobody sending me messages. I'm like the lonely soldier in the Pacific War who was left behind, and when the Japanese said, hey, the war is over, no, the guy said, no, it's not over for me. So I was still holding the shield and the sword. And then the message came, Flavio, and the organization started changing the things, and they say, hey, you don't need that shield and the sword in cuts people's head anymore. We have the other way. I said, oh yeah? Good, great. Yeah. Now we start communicate. It took me a couple years to understand really what these gentlemen did for Jiu-Jitsu. I would say Flavio, Marcinho, Jorge, and Lucas are the really animal, and the one they are, Flavio would be the head of this animal, I would say. Lucas would be the mouth of this animal. He talks very well, and he's a journalist, so he spread our word out. Marshall, I would say, is the heart of this animal, because he is the one who they put in front, and he fights anyone, no matter what. He never quit. He is the one who bites the bone and break it. And my friend Jacques, I would say, he's the eye of this animal, because he's dressing. Looking good because of that. And I gotta say thank you for the family Gracie Baja. I adopted this family. Carlos Gracie is my father. Since my father died, I call him my father and ask you all the time. I had classes for him. When my wife was pregnant, I said, I don't know what to do. And then he said, not even think about taking that baby out. That's some sign for you to work harder. And that was it. My life changed from that day on. And I gotta thank you, Master Carlos, for everything you did for my life. And without you, I would never be here. And I don't think I would be the man I am today. Thank you, Master.
Now I'll call someone that it's been usually in the backstage for many years. It's not easy to have access to him, and one of the reasons because he has been working so hard day and night for the growth of our art, especially sport jiu-jitsu, but he also